Hi.
Chad, Karina from the Iris, welcome back to Australia.
Thank you so much.
And it's a long haul flight, so did you manage to catch any flicks on the plane coming over, or did you have a snooze?
I did. No, I slept. I made sure that I slept and knocked myself out. And then I woke up in beautiful Australia. So I'm finally on the time zone here. And then, of course, by the time I head back, I'll be
out of
Australia.
whack again.
Exactly.
Out of whack again. Now, so Australia, we're known for having quite a sizable fan base of one of the TV shows that you were in that you're actually probably best known for, which is Supernatural.
Yes.
And I guess, does it still surprise you now that people recognize you from that show?
Well, when we first started filming the show, it was a show on the CW that nobody had really seen, and nobody, knew that it would become the phenomenon that it has today, with an incredible, supporting, loyal, fiercely loyal fan base all over the world. One of the largest fan bases in the world, and it's a blessing to be a part of that show. I wore the mullet. You can't go wrong with a mullet, and I'm totally stoked to be here.
Awesome. Bringing up the mullet, actually, so I was going to ask you a question in relation to the mullet.
Yeah.
It's going to require a little bit of a visual aid.
Yeah, you got it.
So this guy, Poida, so that's Eric Bana.
Okay.
As,
it is?
As Poida, yes.
Right, okay.
And he has an absolutely fantastic mullet. So who do you think would win in a mullet off between you and Poida?
Okay, well, I will say that Dr. Badass has a more sexier mullet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He kind of wears it and makes it work for him. The mullet's hard to pull off, and especially to make it, hot.
Yeah.
This is a more little rough and tumble, kind of I'm going to go with Ash, of course. Yeah. With respect, though, to this mullet, of course. You got to respect each other's mullets.
Oh, of course,
yeah.
of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it's like a distinct hairdo for... In Australia, we call them bogans.
Bogans.
Yeah, bogans. So I guess the equivalent in America would be like your rednecks or your hillbillies.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So I guess we didn't really associate Ash as being a bogan though for us. So.
No,
because he was very smart.
Very smart.
He's a
computer
character.
geek and just has a good time. I think he enjoyed life. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Spoiler alert. Season 5-ish.
Yeah, it's been 6-7 years now. So, one of the other things I wanted to sort of jump into as well was you were actually on a show called Ghost Stalkers.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah, so what was the craziest experience you had working on that show?
Wow, the whole filming of that show was a very surreal and profound experience in my life. I've been doing paranormal work for the past 7-8 years. I take it very, very seriously. On top of being an actor, this is what I do. I go out and facilitate conversations between the living and the dead. I take people out on tours. During filming that show, I can't tell you how many times I was poked, scratched, pushed, had my name called, had a woman laugh in my face that wasn't there, left about 10 feet back, walked up to the room and had a man moan in my face. I'm just going over a sliver of things that have happened to me, but there's just way too much weird stuff in this world that people give credit to, and that's why I do what I do, because it's fascinating.
Have you managed to do any ghost tours here?
No, and I will. There's talk of it, and there's so many people that want to do that here, so it will happen.
Since you were on Supernatural as well, you've done a bunch of other shows. So Castle, Major Crimes. You've also done Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recently.
Yes.
So do you enjoy as an actor getting to drop in and do character roles where you're basically only there for sort of that one episode and dropping in, rather than saying consistently being on a show for...
it has its, it's hard to come into a show sometimes and be the new kid on the block, for a week and then kind of pop out. And then by that time, you're just kind of settling into a character. So I kind of like to develop that character over time. Yeah. TV is very fast-paced, so it's harder to come in and do the guest stars, which I've done a gazillion of them over the years and been blessed to have been on some really cool shows like X-Files and all of these kind of cool shows that were phenomenons, So if I was able to get one episode, then cool.